Are we there? Am I live? Hello? Please tell me you can hear me. Yes! Cheers, Johnny. Right, from what I know, this mic isn't working. It's the computer mic. But because I'm also recording this from the podcast, I've got the posh mic linked up to a sound recorder. So for the audio podcast, you should get good audio. For the video, you're just going to have to put up with this audio, sorry. I got no idea why this mic won't connect to the YouTube live stream. It connects with everything else. Anyway, how are we all doing, folks? Thanks very much for joining me on a Sunday. Everyone good? What do we have here? Louise Worsfold. Evening, Bruce and fellow clan members. Evening, Louise. How's it all going? I can see Johnny's commenting. Johnny, you're on your trip already, aren't you? Are you currently on your trip? You're doing a massive Europe. Yes, semi-drunk already. Good work. That's the way. You're on your holidays anyway, Johnny. You're allowed. All right, Tony. Missington Flyer, at last a decent live stream to watch. Cheers, Andy. Yeah, folks, really sorry. We were supposed to be doing a live stream, myself and Chops, and Rich, actually, were supposed to be doing a live stream at Andy's TMF's on Friday. Rich got a better offer. He's gallivanting around Scotland at the moment, and then I think Andy had some technical issues with his camera, so we've postponed that. It will be happening, but we'll do that another time. And I thought, well, why not? We've not done a live stream for the clan in a while, so here we all are. Awesome. Right, what's that, Johnny? No, it starts on the 21st. So it's Johnny Hackinson. Right, you're not started your big Europe trip yet, but all the best for that. It looks amazing. He's Johnny, I hope you're going to be posting up on your socials, mate, because folks, he's doing a trip all over the place. I think you're going right up to Nordcap and everything, aren't you? All around Europe. Looks amazing. Mark from Leeds. How you doing, Mark? You all right, pal? Hello, Rebecca. Alistair, are you there as well? Hello, how you all doing? Brian. Hi, Bruce. All good here. Excellent. Brian and Mike, they were the chaps that organised the fantastic Southwest Clan meet we had. Was that last weekend or the weekend before? Top work, lads. Really, really was a good one. Debbie Clegg, yep. Ian and myself tuning in, just eating dinner right out good today. Excellent, good. Glad you had a good time today, Debbie. I was out on a bike as well today. I have the new Honda NT 1100 at the moment, so I took it for the first spin today. You're going to ask, what do I think of it? It's a bit beige. Well, it's a weird bike in that it really felt like a non-event. And then I looked at the Speedo and we were cracking on, really cracking on, but it's just not engaging at all. It's just, I felt quite apart from the ride, to be honest. It handles really well. It doesn't feel like it's got a lot of power, but it plainly does with the speeds. You know, there's going to be a lot of blurring going on in that vid, but it just didn't tickle my danglies, as I say. So we'll see. It might be a grower. It might be another one of these bikes that the next time I take it out, I've got it till Friday. So the next time I take it out, it might really grab me. You never know. We'll see. Oh, Johnny's saying, no, not Nordcap. That's next year. No worries. Well worth going to see. Hartley Rides, hi Bruce, great idea, the live stream. Yeah, I think it's just a nice little way. We can keep it just us here in the clan, can't we? And it's just a nice little way of us having a wee catch-up. So, how's everyone doing? What do you all want to talk about? Leave a little message in the chat. Mark from Leeds, I have a Hollywood star now. Yes, mate, I saw that. Mark is the top box divider man. You can see him on Instagram. But it's Mark. Is your Instagram still just Mark Keenan, Mark? Or have you changed that to Mark from Leeds? But yeah, that has stuck now. I see, are you even on Google or something as Mark from Leeds? Someone sent me a map screenshot and it had your picture popped up with Mark from Leeds on it. So I'm assuming that's something like a Google Hangout or something. Do they still do them? Am I old? Maybe I'm old. Always Two Wheels, new to the clan. Hi all. Hello there. Thank you very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Brian Longimanis, is the Scottish trip full yet? Yes, the tour I'm doing, all 13 places have now gone. I'm still waiting on one person to pay the deposit. They've got till middle of this week to pay that, and there's another two people on the reserve list. Brian, if you want to come, let me know and I'll see what I can do. I thought you were already coming. Or is it Mike? Maybe it's Mike that's coming. I've got a list. I do have it in order, folks, I promise you. But Brian, if you're wanting to come, message me, and if I can squeeze another one in the hotels, I will. Hotels are really the sort of restricting factor here, because we need 15 rooms, and that's quite hard to get in some parts of Scotland, so we'll see. Johnny Atkinson, when are you in Romania? I'll be there 27th, 28th, 29th and 30th of May. Yes, mate, that's pretty much. I should be in Romania around about I think the 29th and 30th of May. I've got to be in Slovenia by the 25th, 26th, and then I think we leave Slovenia on the 27th. We're going through Croatia and working our way basically to Bucharest in Romania, and we're going to do the Transalpina and a whole load of other roads, and then up into Hungary. And then I'm going to leave the chaps in Budapest, and then from there I'm doing a bit of a road trip via the Netherlands. I've got somebody to meet in the Netherlands. Back to the UK, up to Liverpool, and then I need to be on the ferry for the Isle of Man, 2 a.m. on the 5th. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a trek, bit of a run. But yeah, Johnny, if you're around, give me a shout. I'm actually there as part of somebody else's trip, so I can't promise I'll be able to meet up, mate. But if we can, it would be great to meet up with you. Hartley Rides. So is the trip to India going to happen? No, not this year. I had loads of people getting in touch with me, even some Indian people over in India getting in touch with me and say it's not worth going just now, this year, because they were all saying COVID's terrible. Although I'd been told it was all in order, but the people over there with the boots on the ground, so to speak, are saying, no, it's not worth going over there this year. So it's still something I want to do. Probably next year we'll look at doing that. Same with America. I wanted to do America, but being brutally honest, I got stung by the tax man. Well, I wasn't stung. It's just I didn't realise with your first year on accounts, when you're paying your tax, you basically pay 200% of your tax. So you pay a tax bill and then you have to pay the same again to bring you up to speed for like a year in lieu, because that's the way the tax works. So this nice little buffer of a budget, which I thought I had to go and play and do things this year, that's all gone to the tax man. Ah, well, never mind. What else we got here? Oh yeah, Brian Longimanis. I can't, but Mike is. Yeah, Mike's all booked up for the Scotland tour. He's definitely coming. Ventur, good evening, Bruce. How you doing, Martin? How's things? Martin's the chap I did the electric versus petrol bike, when I went out on a tractor and Martin was out on his Energica Ribelli. Rebecca Christie, we wanted to do up to Nordkap and back down through Finland, then on to St. Petersburg next year. However, given this current situation in Ukraine, we thought we would postpone. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go anywhere near Ukraine at the moment, but, you could certainly go up to Nordkap and back down through Finland. St. Petersburg, that could be a bit of an issue getting into Russia at the moment. I don't know. I don't know really with that, but you could do all the rest of it for sure. Johnny Hackinson, will you be at the Wild Bad weekend of 22? No, I won't at the moment. I have an old friend from my uni days who emigrated over to the USA with his family. He is going to be in Scotland that weekend, and we'd arranged, like last year, that if the world had opened up, then a load of us from uni would all meet up, I think in Edinburgh, for a bit of a ding-dong. So I think I'm going to be quite drunk in a gutter in Edinburgh that weekend. But if it doesn't happen, then things change. So if it does alter, then yeah, I'll definitely be at Wild Bad, providing Dickie Vegas wants me there. Ventur, tip-top steak and beer just now. Oh, I'm well jealous. Do you know what I had for my dinner? I had 2 egg wraps. I just fried a couple of eggs, chucked them in a wrap, and had them with tomato sauce. That was to some extent of my dinner, my Sunday dinner. But if you all have a tipple ready, then let's get it on. Oh, slange, people, slange. Oh, lovely job. Lovely job. Right, where were we? Hartley Rides, another big thank you to Brian and Mike for last weekend. Absolutely. It really was. Was that last weekend? God, it feels like ages ago already. But yeah, fantastic. Best one yet. Loved it. Top work, lads. The Missenden Flyer, you went to uni. Yes, I did. I did mechanical engineering, but I had too good a time in my first year, so I transferred to civil engineering. And I have a BEng honours degree in civil engineering, Andrew, actually. It's done me bugger all good, but I've got an engineering degree. Satnav, good evening, guys and gals. It's my first trip to the Picos with Hartley Rides. Well, looking forward to it after waiting 3 years. I am so jealous. I'm hoping to run a tour to the Picos this September. I haven't looked at the ferries or hotels yet. I need to get my finger out my bum, but I'm hoping to do it. I really miss the Picos. I can't wait to get back there. Satnav, you will have the time of your life, mate. Those roads will blow your mind. Paul Creasy, good evening all. How you doing, Paul? Dean Richardson, bit of paella and a brewdog for me. Oh, God, you're rubbing it in now, Dean. Nice one. Johnny Hackinson, I have a newly opened bottle of rum. Good work. Simon Beale, nil by mouth from midnight in hospital waiting for third knee flush this week. Oh, mate, that sounds a bit drastic. Oh, well, I hope it all goes well, Simon. And I'm not rubbing it in, mate, but here's to your health. Let's hope it all sorts itself out. Debbie Clegg joining in with Brewdog. Good taste. Good taste. Rebecca Christie, egg and tomato sauce is just wrong. What? Oh, are we going to get into the red or brown sauce debate? Okay then. What is right to have with egg? What sauce do you have with egg? Answers in the comments. Dean Richardson agreed, got to be brown sauce. Do you know, hands up, I would normally go brown sauce, but I just thought, I fancy a change. Oh, Johnny Hackinson. Picos is very nice. Portugal is, in my book, even better. Yeah, there's some cracking roads in Portugal, but the last time I went there, my mate nearly died. It's where my mate Amish, you know, the guy that went over the roundabout that time and came off on a bend later on in that same tour. Well, we went the following year or the year after, and he had a huge crash just as we got into Portugal. The roads were absolutely amazing up until that point, but it put a little bit of a downer on the rest of that trip, to be honest. But he made it. He survived, and he's still with us. He's not back riding, but he's still with us. Phil Welch, off to the NC 500 in 10 days. Any tips? God, North Coast 500. Sheesh. Depends. If you get up there and there's loads and loads and loads of traffic, then whenever you can get by, try and get by. I mean, how obvious is that? But there are, once you get up the north, when you go up the sort of northwest and across the top, it's pretty much single lanes in places. Certainly across the top it is. So there are passing places everywhere. There's loads of them, but just be patient. Be patient with your overtakes. They will come up. You will get the opportunity, but just be patient, because there's a lot of people up there don't know how to drive. There's a lot of people get the hump in cars and campers if they're stuck in traffic, and we fly by them on bikes. You do get some dickheads out there, so just be canny with your overtakes. Plus the sheep. Honestly, there's sheep everywhere. Sadly, I know a chap that was lost because of that. He came round the corner and there was a big flock of sheep in the middle of the road, and yeah, it didn't go too well for him. However, not saying that's going to happen to you, apologies, but just bear it in mind. Don't let frustration get the better of you when you're up there. Apart from that, man, just enjoy it. There's so much to see off of the North Coast 500. There really is so much to see, like the Glenfinnan Viaduct, you know, the Harry Potter Viaduct. Well, near that is a place called the Glenfinnan Monument, which is worth seeing. It's where Bonnie Prince Charlie sort of allegedly gathered the clans before they went to Culloden. So that's a beautiful part of the world as well. So nice roads heading out that way. So that's worth seeing. I don't think that's on the North Coast 500. I would do Ardnamurchan Point. Easy for me to say, but that's the most westerly point on the Scottish mainland. It's really rugged, quite exposed. We're doing that on my Scotland trip, actually. That's worth going to, but again, it's a lot of single lane sort of carriageway to get there, but it's worth the effort to go and see it. What else? What else is there to see? When you're going up the northwest, up through Sutherland, just go canny and keep your eyes peeled, because I'm not bullshitting you here. There are golden eagles all up there, and certainly down from Argyll all up the west. There's loads of golden eagles now. I mean, my wife didn't believe me, and we were up there in the car, and there was one just sat on the fence post as we drove by. I see them all the time when I'm up that neck of the woods. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Where were we? Oh God, it's the great sauce debate. Brown, red. Always two wheels. Scale of 1 to 10. How hard is the iron butt you did from Squires to complete? If you're not aware, folks, the iron butts, they do the Royal British Legion Riders branch, the RBLR 1000. So you do 1,000 miles within 24 hours, and you can qualify to be part of the Iron Butt Association if you do that. They all start from Squires Calf, and one sort of route will go north to John O'Groats, and the other one will go south to Land's End, and you can do them clockwise or anti-clockwise. I personally, I'll always go up north to Scotland just because I think it's a better ride. You know, it's beautiful scenery, nicer roads. It's going to rain, obviously, but I prefer just going north to John O'Groats. It is perfectly achievable to do it within 24 hours. Yes, it's not a problem. If you want to, I think the quickest they'll let you do it is 17 and a half hours. Again, that's fairly attainable. If you're not used to putting the hours in, it can hurt a lot. So I would suggest you get some hours and some miles on a bike. Don't just go from, riding the odd weekend to all of a sudden you go up there and do 1,000 miles. Try and put in some big days, 300, 400, 500 mile days. Just get your body used to it. And then on the ride itself, every time you stop for fuel, just jump off and have a little stretch. Literally just bend over, touch your toes if you can. Move your legs around. Just do a little stretch. That's it. You'll look like a tit, but it helps get the blood flowing again. And you will thank me for that, believe you me, because if you just let yourself all seize up, you'll be in bits by the end of it. So just have a wee stretch. When you stop, try not to eat big meals. Just, I would say little and often. Like just I normally grab these little protein bars when I stop for fuel, and I'll get some water in me, or if I'm feeling really tired, I might have like a Lucozade or some sort of sugary drink like that, like a Mars milk drink, something. I always say don't spike the sugar levels, because if you spike your insulin, there's a massive downer at the other end. But sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need just that little kick. And ultimately, if you're feeling really tired, just stop. It's not worth killing yourself or somebody else, is it? So if you're feeling really tired, just stop, pull over, have 20 minutes. Just have a 20-minute power kip. You'll be amazed at how much better you feel. When I do these big endurance rides, that's what I do. I literally just half the time just put the side stand down, stay on the bike, and I'll just put my head on the tank and 10, 15, 20 minute kip, and you're ready to go again. But it's well worth doing. Where are we? Brian Longimanis, I'm drinking random beers left over from a barbecue yesterday. Good work, sir. Good work. Hartley Ride, Spain, Portugal in June. Excellent. Yep, we said that before. Fantastic. Satnav says waterproofs for the North Coast 500. It will rain. It generally will rain. I lived in Glasgow for 6 or 7 years, and generally every single day, normally around about 3 o'clock, it would rain. It might only be for a minute or two, but it will rain at some point in Scotland when you do the NC 500. Hartley Rides, roads inland of North Coast 500 are brilliant and quiet. Absolutely. Yeah. Get off the North Coast 500, to be honest. Everyone does it, but there's so much more to see. There really is. A good resource, I'm going to plug him, is Simon Weir. Head to Simon Weir's website, and he's got loads of routes there. 70p to download the route. It's nothing. I keep telling him you should be putting that to £1.50, £2, but he's sticking at 70p. What's that? Phil Welch, Talling 7. What's that? Talling 7. Is that a beer? Or was that booze of some kind? Biker Buddy. Hey, how you doing, Lee? Hello, hope you're all well, having a brew with the dog. Excellent. Say hello to Buddy for me, Lee, and your missus, and I'm having a brew dog. Rebecca Christie. Al says Scottish water is very enlivening. Yes, absolutely. If you're going up there, you've got to have the water of life. You've got to have Ishkabir. You've got to have whiskey, haven't you? But maybe not when you're riding. I want to do a lot of the distillery tours and things, but obviously you need to work out your logistics of that, don't you? Because that could be quite entertaining, jumping on the bike after that. Ollie Rye, hi up Brucey. How you doing, Ollie? All good, pal. Biker Buddy, Golden Eagles, Buddy Eaters. Yes, mate, they will. Yeah, they will. They're bloody massive, some of those eagles. Johnny Hackinson, I did UK in 2018, about 30 degrees and sunny all the time. What are you complaining about? Oh, we remember that. That was the summer. That was summer. Yeah, we do get some good weather here. Occasionally. We do. Genuinely we do. But more often than not, it'll rain. Venture, going on a big ride tomorrow and using Kalimoto with waypoints. Will it work this time, I wonder? Sheesh. I have to do a video about the Kalimoto update. They've asked me to do one. It is getting better, but when it first updated, it was horrendous. It is slowly getting better. They are working on things, so it's usable now. It wasn't even usable at one stage, but it's back to being fairly usable. But there's just lots and lots and lots of steps involved, whereas before it was very, very easy to do. Certainly on the iOS version, the iPhone version. Now it just seems really laborious and a bit of a pain in the bum. So I'm hoping they change all that. I will be doing a vid soon. Louise Worsfold, any news on the custom helmet? No, Louise, no. I've not contacted Phil because I know he's busy and he's doing it, or he was doing it out of the kindness of his heart. So I kind of feel a bit cheeky if I message him going, any news on this free helmet, on this free paint job? So I'm just leaving it to him. I'm letting him do it in his time if he is doing it. And I don't even know if it's still happening, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's a favour. He's doing me a massive favour, so I can't, I've got nothing nowhere to stand with that, really, have I? It's his choice if he's going to do it or not. So I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. I hope he does do it because I'd love to see what he does. Ollie Rye, we are on the beers after me and Ryan, Mark from Leeds and Paul Webb have had a play in Kielder Forest today off-road. I saw that, man. I did see that. A whole load of you off-road. It looked a lot of fun, got to say. Off-roading has become like the in thing all of a sudden, isn't it? Everyone's taking their big adventure bikes off-road now, which is great. It's where they can be. Excuse me. I'm not. Not yet, anyway. I've already done it, to be honest. Just don't do the iron butt with someone on an MT10, Simon Beale. That was my mate, Fulch. Yeah, something like an MT10 or Tuono, that's going to be hard work, because that's going to be needing fuel all the time. And some parts of Scotland, you do need to monitor your fuel up there. Rebecca Christie, new clan meetup could be a distillery tour. Park bikes up for a few days. I'm liking that. Are you stepping forward to organise this one, Rebecca? In fact, yourself and Alistair, oh my God, what a tour that's going to be. No riding, but we will get on it in the distilleries. I'm up for that. Ollie Rai, Kalimoto was brilliant this weekend. Oh mate, that's awesome. Good. I'm glad you've had a good experience with it then. They are fixing a lot of the issues. So, are you using Apple phone, iPhone, or are you using Android, Ollie? Because I think across the two platforms, there's some issues at the moment. Peter Morris, will the next clan meet be in Wales? Do we need to warn the sheep we are coming? I'm going to be putting that to a vote fairly soon. Where we're going to be for the next clan meet. Scotland seemed to be quite popular at the last one. But yeah, I'll put up Wales as well. Ultimately, ideally, I would love it to be something that you folks take hold of. You know, like the last one, Brian and Mike stepped up and they organised everything. It would be awesome if that could be a recurring theme. Really, you know, it's a lot easier for me, but it also means you get some involvement in it as well. You know, and if you're from an area and you know an area really well, like Brian and Mike know the Southwest like the back of their hands, then it sort of makes sense, really, for you guys to organise the route and things, rather than just me picking an area and off we go and we wing it. But, you know, if we're going to if you want us to do that, we can do that. I'm up for camping. I'm up for hotels, just whatever you want. Just, this is your baby after all. This is for you folks. So, I'll put a post up soon and we'll decide where we're going to go. Where were we here? Peter Morse. Ben Farmer. How you doing, Ben? You all right, pal? Evening, Bruce. Could that tractor tyre be any squarer? Same again or back to an old favourite? I put a picture up of I did the British Superbike School on Thursday, I think it was. And I wasn't sure if my tyre was going to get me up there or back, to be honest, because I've spanked it of late on motorways and it's really, really square and the middle is disappearing fast. But it did the track day and that, believe it or not, that rounded it off a little bit because it was even worse than that. That is a Dunlop Meridian that's on that one. That one's done around about 6,500 miles. That tends to be what I get from most of the Dunlops. It's about 6,500 to 7,000, between 6,000 and 7,000 miles normally. And I am getting another set of Meridians. I think that it's either Meridians or Mutants. The Dunlop were going to give me the new Road Smart 4s, but they can't get a supply of them at the moment. There's a shortage. So there's just going to be another set of Meridians or Mutants going on. Great tyres. Genuinely, I don't really know what the difference between Meridian and Mutant is, apart from the tread pattern, because they're both aimed at sort of sport touring road with a tiny bit of off-road bias to it. So I think they're like a 90-10 road tyre. But they're brilliant. Really good. I've done track days on them. I've done touring on them. Funnily enough, I've not done any off-roading on them, I don't think. But yeah, brilliant. Great tyres. Moto Camping UK. Cheers, lads. Ducati Scrambler, best bike in the world. How's it doing? You all right? Ollie Rye. One lad had a cracking fall. Oh, blimey, did he? Who was that then? Hartley rides out yesterday with my brother for his first ride. Used Cali. Fair to say he enjoyed the day. Awesome. Brilliant. It's magic to get new people in, isn't it? When you get fresh blood into the, I was going to say the sport, into biking. It's brilliant when you see people's faces when they come off a bike after doing like a first trip or a first sort of ride with your mates type thing. It's brilliant. You just feel like, oh my God, where's this been all my life? Dean Richardson. I was going to say, Bruce, you sound like a converted off-roader. Do you know, I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed the Phoenix off-road day. Really enjoyed it. To the point where I was thinking, I wonder how much one of these little, CRF 300s are. I would love one. I actually contacted Honda to see if I could get hold of one for a long-termer, but Dickie Vegas has got it at present, so we'll see. If I can get hold of one, then I'd love to take one. There's a few lanes around here in Kent, so yeah, I'd love to take one out. Ollie Rai, Android. Yeah, so that was about Kalimoto, wasn't it, when I asked were you on Mac or Android? I've got no experience of Android, to be honest. I'm a proper Apple fanboy, so I've only ever used Kali on the desktop Mac and on the iPhone. They're fixing them. They are fixing it as we speak. Johnny Hackinson, since you're not coming to Wild Bad Weekend of 22, I must do your Wales tour in July because I have two T-shirts made up that I have to give you, and I really hope you will wear them during a podcast. That sounds ominous, Johnny. But yeah, cool. I will do. And yeah, come along. Folks, I'm doing another July Wales road trip with Graham from Adventure Bike TV. Did one in April there. Hopefully you've maybe seen the couple of vids I did on it. So I'm doing another one of them in July. So head to Adventure Bike TV's website and you can book your place there. Johnny, it'd be great to see you. Rebecca Christie, lol, I'll get right on sorting it out then. Is that the Scottish Distillery tour? Happy days, let's do it. Moto Camping UK, I was on iPhone, also worked perfectly on the same route. Brilliant, good. So it sounds like Callie's, they're sorting things out, which is magic. Because when it works, I think it's a fantastic app. It's just been a bit iffy with this latest update. I'll butt in here, folks. Just a quick shout out to this week's sponsors, who are Innov. Now, Innov sponsor the main YouTube channel over at TeapotOne. Innov produce motorcycle dash cam systems. You've probably seen them in my vids. I use a lot of their footage in my general vlog type vids. They do dual camera systems, which are the K series. They've got the K2, the K3, and the K5. K5 is flagship, 4K front, 1080 rear. K3 is 1080 front and rear. Both the K3 and K5 have remotes. They log your GPS. They have parking mode, so even when your bike's switched off and unattended, if the parking mode is enabled, any movement of your bike will automatically instigate the cameras and they'll start recording anything. So basically, your bike is always protected, off and on. If you've ever been involved in an accident, you'll know the first thing your insurance are going to ask is there CCTV? And if you have an Innov systems fitted, then providing you're in the right, of course, then they've got your back. If you head to Innov, INNOVV.co.uk, you'll get 5% off all cameras, including the Techologic series, if you use the code TEAPOT, TEAPOT. So that's code TEAPOT for 5% off all cameras at innov.co.uk. Back to me and him. Ben Farmer. Speaking of clan rides, the Isle of Man trip is coming together. Watch this space, people. Now, Ben, thanks, Ben. Ben was at the last clan ride out down in the southwest. And when we started talking about the next one, somebody mentioned the Isle of Man, and Ben's sort of put himself forward to organise that one. So hopefully next year, we're going to have an Isle of Man clan meetup. It'll be well before the TT. Ferry prices are much cheaper. They're like 50 odd quid for the ferry rather than, 400, 500, 600 that it is during the TT time. So yeah, that'll be a good one. Paul Sparrow, Scotland for next clan ride. Maybe around a few distilleries or for coffee stops. Well, I think Rebecca and Alistair are going to step forward for this one. I think I've just put you up for it now, Rebecca. Fantastic, good on you. Paul Sparrow, up for the Isle of Man, definitely. Ventour, yep, trails are the new thing, but not on a big GS for me. The little Honda is back from a suspension upgrade at FTR suspension, transformed the bike off tarmac and on. Excellent, good. Yeah, everyone says that, don't they, about those CRF 300s, that the suspension needs some work. Very soft, isn't it? Matt from Leeds. I'm aiming for Isle of Man clan meet next year. The wife has been warned. Brilliant. Sounds like there's going to be a few of us going. Biker Buddy, how are you getting on with your air vest? Fine, absolutely fine, Lee. Thankfully, I've not had to test it yet, but I wear it every time I'm out on the bike, and yeah, it's fine. It's great. I personally, I would like some bigger pockets, just because when I put that on, I can't get to the pockets in my jacket. So it would be handy to have a couple of bigger pockets, but I appreciate there's restrictions. There must be restrictions around the practicalities of the actual air vest itself. I think if you go and put pockets and stuff on it, but yeah, the vest is fine. I get almost 3 days out of one charge. I've been away on when I did the clan ride there down in the southwest, I charged it up the night before I went. So then I rode down to the southwest on the Friday, did a ride all day Saturday, and then rode home on Sunday, and that was all on one charge. So yeah. Great bit of kit. Brian Longimanis, I have to say, we love planning the clan ride. It was a pleasure to do. I recommend it. You get to show off the best of your area, and it's a great excuse to get out on the bike, doing all the recce's. It was fantastic. It really was a cracking weekend, and the work that you lads put into it, it shows. It was It ran so smooth, didn't it? Except when we came up against the other group that were doing the drop-off marker system. We lost a couple, so apologies if you're one of them that didn't finish the day with us. On the ride anyway. We all met up in a hotel eventually. Mark from Leeds. You'll have to get out with me and Pete on the North Yorkshire moors. It would make a cracking video. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah. Genuinely, I would love to. When I can get up, I will. Pete keeps saying to me, come up. So, yeah, I'd love to. Motorcycle Mike. Hey, pal. Cheers from Canada. How you doing, Mike? Any exciting new podcast guests you've got lined up? Any word back from AMC? What about another Lamb Chops podcast, the lads from the bike show in South Africa? Well, actually, this coming week, I've got Ari Henning from Revzilla. He's coming on, which will be great. Really looking forward to chatting with him. I've been trying to get Daniel Hayes, $1 Million Bogan, the Aussie guy that does the Harleys. I've been trying to get him on for ages, for about the last year, and he's actually over in the UK now, but I've had no replies at all to any messages. I would love to be able to chat to him, but doesn't look like that's happening. God, who else have I got? Who else have I got lined up? The Arctic Biker's coming back on because he's heading off soon to do a charity ride up to Alaska. Who else is there? AMC, Andy Mancam. He's having a few issues at the moment. Obviously, I don't know if you know, but he had his ear chopped off. Well, it's not been chopped off, but he's had surgery on his ear, which means at the moment he can't ride, and he's just not been in the best of spirits, really. So once he's all sorted, I'm sure he'll come back on the podcast for sure. We had Likeable Rider on, Sean. He was on last week, so that was fun. I could do with some recommendations actually for guests, because it is quite hard to keep them ticking over all the time and have new guests coming on. So I'll check them out. The bike show in South Africa. I've seen a couple of theirs actually, Mike. Yeah, that's a good call. They look good. It looks like a good channel, the bike show. I'll check them out. But if you've got recommendations, then message me through the clan, or however you want to do it. Just DM me, and we'll see what we can do. Loads of you have already, so thank you very much for that. Ollie Rye, I'll not mention the person who fell. He isn't a clan member, and therefore his name doesn't deserve to be mentioned. It's harsh, but fair. Brian Longimanis, Isle of Man, take my money. Yep. Phil Welch, Teapot Clan Ride, let's do it. Paul Sparrow, I find Kalimoto is much better to plan on a laptop. You can then check the route. It tends to take you on and off main roads to find the twisty roads, only to bring you back on the same main road. Yeah, that's really annoying, isn't it? I used to have that with my Garmin that I used to use, the Nav 5 that I used. That used to do it when you put it on the sort of twisty option. But it doesn't anymore, does it? It sorted all that out. Yeah, Kali... There are still issues with Kali, but I think on the whole, it does chuck up some cracking routes. Even in, your own area, if you've never used it before and you just put it on a random route around about where you live, it often finds amazing little routes for the bike. Brilliant fun. You do have to watch because it can put you down some dirt tracks, but yeah, generally it's very good. I agree with you. Planning the route on the laptop is probably the better option, and it does let you have a quick it's much easier to preview the route then, isn't it? And as you said, see where it does the ones where it takes you off the road and then puts you back on 100 yards down the road, that sort of stuff. So definitely, folks, if you didn't know that, you can easily plot your route just at kalimoto.com. You sign in with your normal account, and then it automatically syncs to your phone. So your phone and the website, they're just synced off of your account. So whatever you do, whether it's on the phone or on the website, they're both instantaneously synced up. So it's a great way of doing it. I do all my tours and stuff on Kali now. And I know Simon Weir does as well. Satnav, CRF Itchy should be on commission. Oh, yeah. She probably is. I don't know. She doesn't need it. God, the views she gets on her videos, she'll be making a fortune. Fair play to her. I was watching her vids the other day, actually. I can see why the channel's so big. They're good. Ventura, yes, a Scotland clan meet would be amazing. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the next one, but it'll go to the vote. Paul Sparrow, Pete English Tours. I am sure he will take you around North Yorkshire on the CRF. Yeah, he will. He's always on at me to come up. Johnny Hackinson, just ordered and paid the July trip. If not sooner, I will see you there. That's fantastic, Johnny. Good man. We'll see you there, pal. We'll have a beer. Fentour, Paul, Pete is 1,000 times better than me on a CRF. I mean, he's just at home on it, isn't he? Totally at home. Are you all right with me just reading out all these questions, folks? Or is there anything in particular you'd like me to discuss or chat about? Chuck it in down there. Paul Sparrow, it could only be me marking when the other group came past on the ride. Oh, it was you, was it? It wasn't your fault, mate. It wasn't your fault. People just got mixed up between the two groups. Fentour, $1 Million Bogan is crazy. I think he was off to Loch Ness. Yeah. I think he's Bobhead, isn't it? Bobhead have brought him over and are sort of sorting him out for the tour here. Chunky Bearded Biker. Evening, mate. How you doing, Charlie? All good. Ollie Rye. Mark Travels. Is that a YouTube channel? Mark Travels. Johnny Hackinson. Yes, just keep going. Oh, is that just about answering the questions? All right, okay. Mark from Leeds. Sing us a song, Bruce. No. I've not had enough beer yet. You start it. You sing it, I'll whistle it. Satnav, Kalimoto, I can't recommend it enough. I've only just got the full version, taking me on some awesome roads. Brilliant, it's good to hear. Debbie Clegg, we enjoyed the Likeable Rider podcast. By the way, have you got the Nessie tattoo done yet? I forgot all about that. Yeah, like I said, there's no point. I would just get a tiny bit of the tail and that's it. Motorcycle Mike, will the new MacBook Pro you've got in order be the main way you'll be editing your videos, or still looking for a new PC? I'd love to help if it's the latter. By the way, look forward to Ari Henning. Yeah, the MacBook Pro is going to be my sole sort of machine for editing, to be honest. I've got a 2015 MacBook Pro and I've got a 2015 desktop Mac, and I'll be flogging both of them and just replacing it with a monitor and a MacBook Pro, and that's what I'll be using. I really don't use. Oh, sorry. My Apple Watch was arguing with me. I don't use Windows anymore. I just can't get on with Windows now. I always used to use Windows, but I'm a Mac convert now. Everything just works. But thank you anyway. Ollie Wright, yes, Mark Travels as a guest. Sorry, should have said on the whiskey now. Good man, Mark Travels. Right, let me make a note. I'll grab a pen and paper and I'll make a note of all these recommendations. So, Mark Travels. I think somebody else is. I'm sure that name rings a bell. I'm sure somebody else has mentioned them to me. Yeah. Louise Worsfold, with today being the anniversary of the death of Ayrton Senna, which sports star, motor racing or otherwise, has had the greatest influence on you? Wow, that is a fantastic question, Louise. Well, for starters, here's to Mr. Senna. Right. In my childhood, in my teens, sort of around about 12, 13 years of age, I got right into rugby. I sort of picked up on rugby. I think it was about 13, 14, actually. It was 1990 World Cup. Or was that 91? Okay, I know exactly when it was. It was the Calcutta match at Murrayfield, Scotland, England, 1990 Grand Slam. Scotland won it. And I didn't follow rugby up to that point, but that really got me. That really struck a chord. And David Soul walked the whole team on. He was the prop and the captain of Scotland. And he walked the Scotland team on. And that really had an effect. Massive, had an effect. And then they played Flower of Scotland. I think that's the first time they played Flower of Scotland, I think, at the rugby, as officially. And from then on, like, David Soul was the poster boy from then on. He was him and Finlay Calder and John Jeffries. They were sort of like my rugby heroes, really. So those three through my sort of teen years, they were my sporting heroes for sure. God, anyone since then? There's no one in particular really since then, to be honest. But I just like to see people that that go for it, you know, that they proper tune in, they proper dedicate themselves, and they just go for it. There's, oh God, what's he called? Everyone knows him. He's the black chap, ex-Navy SEAL, Goggins, David Goggins. I mean, just mental. But when you watch him on on Instagram and stuff, just stay hard. Guy gets up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and runs 100 miles. Crazy. Jocko Willink, people like that. You know, it's just people who prove that if you tune the mind in, then anyone can do it. But not anyone can tune the mind. Not anyone can get the mind to overwrite what the body is screaming at you. The mind will keep going. The mind will make you go. But you just have to let it do that. And every now and then, it's like every 10 years or so, a switch goes off in my head and I'm like, right, I've got to sort my life out. And I'll just... like I'll commit to the gym, I'll commit to a diet, and I'll lose loads of weight. Like I did it just before the world trip. I'd lost a load of weight a couple of years before that, and it was the same thing. Switch went, trained all the time, watched what I ate, lost loads of weight, and then I've just not been. I've been out of that for a long time, but I can feel it's coming every now and then. The last 2 years, round about January, you know, when everyone does this year I'm gonna do it. The last 2 years I've sort of gone for it with the rowing, but it's only lasted 3 or 4 months. The rower's still outside, so this year's not over yet. I'm still walking every day. Take the pooch out twice a day, but I just don't put that all over Insta like I do with the rowing. Anyway, right. That was a good question, Louise. Yeah. I think during my teens, it was definitely like Davy Soul and Finlay Calder, that lot. Pete Morris, looking at the picture you put up for this live stream, was that a peek at your OnlyFans? I'm hoping that was fancy dress and not your weekend wear. Which one was that? Pardon me, that was me in the dress, wasn't it? That was my stag do. I still don't know where I went for my stag do. I think it might have been Budapest, or Bucharest. I don't know. We went somewhere. I was very, very drunk. Yeah, that was just an outfit. I had about 3 or 4 different outfits to wear on that weekend, and that's one of them. Ventura, yes, Mac rules. Absolutely. Just get stuff done. Johnny Hackinson, I still want to see Pedro Mota as a guest on the show. Who's Pedro Mota? Hang on, make another note. Pedro Mota. Okay, another one to look at. Where are we? Chunky Bearded Biker. Check our Safi Sprockets for a guest, mate. Yeah, I know Saffron. I don't really know what we chat about, to be perfectly honest, Charlie. You've mentioned her a few times, but no, I don't think so. Hartley Rides. Senna, what can you say? As in... Are we still talking about Ayrton Senna or the Bluetooth Senna? I'm assuming we're talking about Ayrton Senna. Yeah. Have you seen the film? Absolutely amazing. What a film. Mark from Leeds. Did you have a look at Sam vs. Bikes channel? Sent you the other day. Puts out cracking videos, and I reckon he would be a great guest on your podcast. Yes, mate. I had a quick look at, I think, the first video that came up. Looks really good. I haven't had a chance to sit and go through them all, but Sam vs. Bikes, yep. That's another one on the list. Cheers. It's trying to find the time, to be honest, to sit and watch the vids and like do a bit of research on people. I normally do it on a Sunday, but I've been out riding today. So, yeah, I will do that. I will. Brian Longimanis, Colin McRae for me. What a legend. Yeah, he was, mate. He was, wasn't it? Terribly sad. Ventur, yes, Colin McRae. Missenden Flyer. Bingo. What's that for? Andy? What have I missed? Johnny Hackinson, if animals could talk, which animal would be most rude? Ooh, if animals could talk, which animal would be most rude? I always think kangaroos look really belligerent. Do you know what I mean? When you see a kangaroo, especially the male ones, you know, they're proper stacked, aren't they? I just think they would be like the drunk in the pub, always wanting a fight. Could be wrong. What do you think? Rudest animal. Which one? Ben Farmer, 44 minutes RWT, right? What's that? 44 minutes round world tour. What's RWT mean, Ben? Am I old? I don't get it. Demo Shavo, even though I'm an England rugby supporter, the Scottish blood in me cranks the TV volume for the Lone Piper at Murrayfield playing Flower of Scotland. There's something about that, isn't there? There really is something about just the pipes. The Lone Piper does it, but see when the mass pipes kick in, wow, just does it. Absolutely does it. Love it. Missenden Flyer, he did well. Who did? I'm missing something, Andy. Oh, hang on, I see you've got here. Demo Shavo, once you go Mac, you don't go back, or something similar. Well, it's true, mate. Yeah, it is true. They just work. Missenden Flyer, I'd love to see Amanda Holden as a guest on Brew Time. Me too, mate. Absolutely. Adam Shand, hi Bruce and all. Just snuck off from the family barbecue to join in for a bit. I hope I haven't missed too much. How you doing, Adam? No, not at all, mate. Not at all. It's me just talking guff as usual. Paul Crucey, now that's a call, Missenden Flyer. After, can we have Holly Willowbooby? Oh, Holly Willoughby. Oh. Moment of silence and a sip of your beer for Holly Willowbooby. Fantastic. Debbie Clegg, ostrich. Yeah, now... Yeah, okay. I tell you who's the dumbest animal. Emus. Emus are the dumbest animals ever. Without a shadow of a doubt. I nearly had an accident with an emu in Australia. Did I tell you I've ridden around the world? They're just thick. They're just totally thick animals. I'm surprised they've not gone extinct. Anyway. Missenden Flyer. Nah, Kate Beckinsale next. Oh, God. You do have taste, obviously. Look at Mrs. Flyer. But you do have good taste, Andy. Wiltshire Man in the house. How are you, man? Ventura, what classic Jap bike would you love to test ride? For me, it would be a Kawasaki H2 750 Stroker. Cool, classic Jap bike.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Wes.
And I'm Beth.
And we're the hosts of the Where Our Minds Wander podcast.
We love spooky places,
morbid tales,
and unsolved mysteries. Throw in some weird science, cryptids,
and ancient legends,
and you have entered Where Our Minds Wander.
Join us each week as we delve into fascinating true stories from the supernatural
to the naturally weird. Get your favorite beverage, settle into your comfy chair, and journey with us to Where Our Minds Wander.
Listen and subscribe to Where Our Minds Wander on all your favorite podcast listening platforms.
Ooh, probably the first Busa. I would like to take out the first Busa. Yeah. I think I'm at a Busa stage in life. Motorcycle Mike. Andy with Carol as podcast guests. Mr. and Mrs. Flyer would be a great listen. Oh, I think that is a great idea, Mike. Andy, would you be up for that? You and Carol coming on to the podcast. I think that would be brilliant fun. Good, that's a good one. Please tell me you would. That would be great. Demo Shavo. Oh, yes, I would vote for that, Missenden Flyer. There we go. Look, there's more people up for it. Ben Farmer, 44 men before you mentioned the round the world trip. Did you have a book going? Rebecca Christie. Lol, a male red kangaroo would definitely be rude. Probably sound Glaswegian. I was thinking northern. I thought he would sound like Mark from Leeds. Mark from Leeds, you haven't mentioned you travel around the world on a GS6R. Well, I didn't mention the GS6R bit, but I did mention it. 44 minutes in, apparently. Is that how long we've been going for? 40 minutes? Oh, 52 minutes. Bloody hell. Emus, Dean Richardson, sorry, not Dean Harrison. Emus, dumber than pheasants. Yes, absolutely. Well, I think they're actually on par, but they're just about 100 times the size. They're massive emus. Adam Shand, Reese Witherspoon next, surely. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Paul Sparrow, not a pheasant. They are bike killers. Missing the flyer? Sure, anytime. Fantastic. Let's make it happen then. That'll be a great giggle. Right, I'll message you, Andy. Let's make that happen. KB, KDY, rudest animal, panda, obviously. Eats, shoots, and leaves. Very good, very good. Biker Buddy, a chihuahua. Yeah, but Buddy had a lot to say, didn't he, on the podcast when you came on? Ventur, Busa, had to be rapid. You are too fast. There's plenty that would say not. I got overtaken when I did the British Superbike School. I was thinking I was Billy Bollocks because I was like lapping people and stuff. And then there were about 3 bikes that overtook me and I couldn't catch them. I was gutted. But it was good fun. It was good fun that day. Hartley Rides, Mr. and Mrs. TMF is a good call. Absolutely. Definitely. 2-4 Charlie. How you doing, Simo? Evening, Bruce. Are you off to ABR? Looking forward to meeting Lyndon Poskett and Joey Evans. I am. I'm there on the 24th. Only on the 24th. I'm there. I still got no idea what I'm doing. I think I'm just on some panel. Like, I don't know what it is. I think we're just doing a chat on some panel thing. I've no idea. But the bike's going to be there. They're going to come and pick up the Jigsaw, and that is going to be there for the whole event. So, brilliant. If you want to see the bike, pop along, go and see it. Debbie Clegg, pigeons and pheasants were the dunces of the day today. Bloody loads about this afternoon, aiming for us around every bend in Suffolk. Yeah, they're not the brightest. Pigeons tend to be all right with me, but pheasants, I seem to attract them. Hartley Rides, watch Carol slapping his head. Definitely. Adam Shand, another vote for Mr. and Mrs. Flyer on the podcast. See, Andy, it's going to be popular, mate. Dean Richardson, need to check out the old school fast bikes vids where Shaky Burn, etc. took a Busa ZZR R1 into Europe. It's probably 90s hooligan style. It's properly 90 hooligan style. Great watch. Yeah. A load of people, I didn't know fast bikes back in the day at all. I only knew them sort of for the trip when they came on board then. But I have been told they used to be a proper hooligan outfit. Great fun. Paul Sparrow, Mark from Leeds. That's not Northern. Oh, what did he say there then? Mark from Leeds. Where is he? Hang on. I've missed something. Let me scroll back. Mark from Leeds. Oh, I can't find it. Sorry, Paul. I've missed something. Mark from Leeds, that's not Northern. Don't know what it was. Johnny Hackinson, what is the one superpower you don't want to have? Ooh. I don't want that setting yourself on fire power that they have. I don't see it, but I'm hot and sweaty as it is. I don't need to be any hotter temperature wise than I already am. So yeah, I'll do without that. Ta. Brian Longimanis, any chance of getting Joey Evans on the podcast? Again, I messaged Joey not long after I first started this up. I chatted with Lyndon about it when Lyndon came on, actually. Might be worth me following that up. I'd love to chat to him. I really would. Jason Smiley. Hello, mate. How you doing, Jason? Me and the missus were on one of the bikes that lost the group ride. Had a great time meeting everyone, and we got 1,000 miles in that weekend. Oh, mate, I'm so sorry. Was that was yourself and your missus that I was chatting to, wasn't it, outside the hotel? So sorry that you got lost from the group, mate. It was just, I mean, I think I said when I was chatting on the helmet cam and stuff in the vid, I said, what were the chances? But I suppose the chances were, I mean, most people do use the drop-off marker system, don't they? It's a weekend in good weather, and we're in a really beautiful place where lots of bikers go. So I suppose the chances of meeting another group, maybe I should have thought of that. I do apologise. I don't really know how we can combat that, though, to be honest. If you don't know what went on, folks, if you weren't there, we were using the drop-off marker system to mark junctions and stuff as we go. But as we came out of a T-junction at some point, another group came along the road. So we got mixed up with another group. We've come up to a junction, and obviously we've marked it on the right. And some of their group followed, but some of our, I think their lead guy has carried on going straight on and then stopped at the side of the road, looking back going, where's everyone gone? So then some of our group that are following have seen this other group's marker straight ahead and not noticed our group marker on the right of the junction. So they've just carried straight on. So we sort of lost, I think we lost maybe 2 or 3 or 4 bikes because of that. I don't really know how we can combat that unless everybody wears like a bib or something, and that's not happening. I don't want to do that. So, yeah. But yeah, sorry you lost us on the day, but I'm chuffed you had such a good weekend, mate. Dane Richardson, still in 2 minds over going to ABR. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to go. You know, I had no intention of going myself, and then they contacted and asked if I'd go. You know, it's money at the end of the day, to be perfectly honest with you. But I'm interested to see what it's like. You know, I think they're expecting, is it 12 to 14,000 people they're expecting, which is an insane amount of folk. We'll see. My experience with these overland events, the overland event, my experience with these adventure type of events is it's normally a very small community. You know, you've maybe get a couple of hundred, maybe 500-600 people at them. So to have all of a sudden like 10 to 14,000 people, it's like, wow, this is going to be weird. But we'll see. Where were we there? Oh yeah, missing and flyer. Bruce, Carol says you're her personal protection for the day at the ABR. As long as she's in the bar, Andy, then she'll be protected. Don't worry about that. And she'll cook you supper at our camping palace. Oh yeah, you've brought you're bringing the motor home, aren't you? Oh, fantastic. You're on. Consider her protected. And yourself, obviously, if you wish. Paul Sparrow, does your tent come with a cooker, TMF? Mate, TMF does not use a tent. Wait till you see this. Ventour, podcast, Wiltshire Man, please. Then I can ask taxing questions about radios, Morse, and photography. Wiltshire Man. Right, Wiltshire Man. There's a Wiltshire Man that follows Teapot, I'm sure. In fact, he's in the clan. I'm sure he's in the clan. Demos Shevo, are you watching Nick Sanders' updates on Instagram? Do you know, I'm not. I've not had anything through. I was aware he's gone away again, but I've not had. I don't get any updates. Whereabouts is he at the moment then? Missing and fly and a microwave. You got all the mod cons. Even got a toilet. Oh, what more to life? Bob Holly. Hey, bud, you still planning a trip stateside this year? Sadly not, Bob. No, that was all going to be happening. I was going to be doing that next month, actually, in May. And then one of my sponsors asked if I would do a trip with them to Ukraine. So obviously I was sort of obliged to go on that. Then what's happened in Ukraine has happened, but we're now doing a trip to Romania and Hungary, Croatia, Slovenia, all these sorts of places. So I'm doing that instead. And I mentioned earlier, I sort of got stung by the tax man a bit in the tax return this year. So I haven't got the budget to go. I would have gone to the States for sure this year, but I just don't have the budget this year. But I will be coming next year, hopefully. Demo Shevo, Scottish, don't want the spending money, superpower. Is that what superpower I don't want? Debbie Clegg, Ian says you wouldn't want to be Mr. Invisible on your bike, superpower thing. No, that's right, you definitely would not. Wiltshire Man, there we go, at Ventour. Hi, Martin. Not sure how good I would be at a podcast, not good at the off-the-cuff stuff. Beer helps with that, mate. It genuinely does help with that. So, we'll have a look. Yeah, get you on then. Come on. Wiltshire Man, come on down. Paul Sparrow, when you go to the TT, are you taking Dom up on a lap? I spoke with Dom at the London Bike Show and he was still up for it. But he said I would be riding and he would be pillion. I said, no. You are riding the GS and I'll be on the back. So if he's up for it, I'm up for it. Let's do it. But, you know, I think his mind might be on other things at the TT. We'll see. You know, if he wants to do it, happy days. Can't wait for the TT. You really can't. Hartley Rides. Sandy, reckon you'd ace it. What's that then? What have I missed? I've missed something. Paul Creasy. How about having a different coloured high-vis vest for tail end? Yeah, well, that's kind of what we do anyway. The tail end Charlie normally is either on a They either normally wear some sort of high-vis type vest, or they stand out, whatever it is, maybe on the jacket or the bike, something stands out on them. But that won't help people along the sort of queue of bikes. The tail end Charlie, the only person to see tail end is the one in front of him and the person marking the junction. They're the only people that will ever really see the tail end Charlie in the drop-off system. So that wouldn't work. Tony Hannum, have a sticker on the back of your number plate. Bosh. That's it. Tony, cracking idea. Brilliant idea. Right. Number plate sticker. Do you know other people do that, don't they? Dickie Vegas might actually do that. That's a great idea. Nice one. Why didn't I think of that? I've got a degree, Fen Tour, ABR weekend. It's the same weekend as the Fen Tour Yorkshire and Cumbria Best Roads in England weekend. Well, what can I say to that, Martin? What can I say? Lamb Chop Rides, I'm late as usual. How you doing, Chopsy? How are you? Hope you've got a beer. Slange too. Everyone toast Chopsy. He's always late. Every time. Satnav, we used the drop-off, but also had the Cali route. Yeah, that's the best way of doing it, isn't it? Is just have the route with you. Adam Shan, Hastings run tomorrow, Bruce. 30,000 bikers expected to send on the seafront unsupervised. Are you going? Not a chance. I never, ever do the Mayday run. Not my cup of tea, mate. Enjoy, stay safe, but it's just not my cup of tea. Hiya, folks, another shout out to sponsors, and this week we're also sponsored by Ultimate Add-ons. Now, Ultimate Add-ons are the premium manufacturer of mobile phone and action camera mounting solutions for motorcycles. With a kit for any bike and a proven track record of creating products that keep your devices safe, secure and easily accessible, the Ultimate Add-ons product range is ideal for any rider, from the commuter to the round-the-world adventurer. Why shell out on an expensive GPS system when you can use your smartphone, keeping it charged and within reach to take photos of your travels at the same time? Ultimate Add-ons waterproof, shockproof and dustproof tough cases are available for all flagship smartphone models and are designed by riders for riders. Find out why Ride Magazine gives Ultimate Add-ons their coveted Best Buy certification. Keep riding this winter with Ultimate Add-ons. It's all about the journey. Head to Ultimate Add-ons, that's Ultimate with ADDONS, ultimateaddons.com. Use the code TeapotOne 10 for 10% off. That's TEAPOTONE with the number 10, 10, Teapot 110 for 10% off. Back to us. Lamb Chop Rides. Hi Andy, he has video working then. Yes, I do. It's the sound. I couldn't get this mic to work with YouTube for some reason. It's the exact same setup I used for the Zooms when I do the podcast, and that works no problem. But YouTube isn't recognising this mic. But I've got this mic plugged into a sound recorder so I can get good audio for the podcast. And my dog is clawing my door. Awesome. Hang on 2 seconds. I just need to give my dog a boot. Behave yourself. Behave. Can I get my dog? You coming in? Do you want to meet everybody? Come on. In you come. Pip. I can't pick her up. She's about 30 kilograms and she just got spayed on Monday, so I won't pick her up. It might hurt her belly. Where are we? Johnny Hackinson, if you could know the absolute truth about a question, what question would you ask? I accept below the belt answers. Do you know, I would ask what's the point? Why are we here? I would ask that. Like, is there a greater meaning, or are we just here to make of it what we will? I think that's what I would want to know. Or actually, no. What happens next? That's what I would genuinely like to know. Yeah, there we go. Look, not even had a spliff. Halfway through one beer and I'm asking questions like that. But that is a good question, Johnny. Like it. Adam Shand, polite high-vis jacket for everyone. Not a chance. Not a chance. I'll set them on fire if you turn up in one of them. JH, I know the feeling this year with the tax man, Bruce. Yes, man. It was just for me. It's just because it's the first full year on account, so you have to do a year in lieu, so you have to pay basically twice. That's what stung me. Missenden Flyer, Brucey, Carol asks, do you have any dietary requirements for ABR? No need to ask Chops as he won't be there. No, Andy, I'm not fussy with eating, as you can probably tell. Thank you very much for asking, Carol. I'll eat anything. Thanks very much. Rebecca Christie, Al says, how about a TeapotOne sticker on the back of your helmet? For the drop-off marker system. Not a bad idea, actually. Depends if people... Not everybody wants stickers on their lids, though, do they? I think the number plate is a good idea. I think that is a good call. Very good call. Lamb Shop Rides. Trouble is, your degree is in eating fish and chips. Here, you had more than I did. I think you'll find. Speaking of which, what are we doing next, Chops? Come on, what are we going to do next? Actually, I think it's down to me, isn't it? Right, I need to sort that out. Stitch. Hey Bruce, did Andy sort out his computer issues that prevented the TMF live stream? I don't think you have you? Yeah, Andy? Have you managed to sort out your webcam issue? I'm not sure if you did or not. I'm running a wee bit behind with the questions, but I'm sure we'll get to the answer soon, Stitch. Johnny Hackinson, hi Chopsy. Lamb Chops, hi Johnny. Hi friends. Peter Morris, if you had to have a bike from the 80s, 90s and 2000s, what would they be? The only sort of bike that I would really, really like is what is it called? It's the New Zealand bike, the pink and blue sports bike that the chap built in his own shed. Oh God, what is it? There's only a couple of them made. What was it called? Somebody must know. Chopsy, you'll know. You're a man of it. Britain, Hartley Rides, Britain, that's it. I would love one of them. I saw one at the big motor museum over in Georgia in the States. And it's just gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. Where were we? Okay, so that was Peter Morris. Everyone's saying hello, Pip, to the dog. Johnny Hackinson, pick her up, you wimp. I can't, mate. She got spayed. She had the womb taken out, so she can't have pups. And she had some surgery on her legs as well, because she had like big double dew claws on the back there. So she's all stitched up. I can't pick her up. What's that, Johnny Hackinson? I'm through 4 beers and a couple of rums. Good work, Johnny. I'm still halfway through my first one. Lamb Shop Rides. I won't be there, Andy. Bloody adventure bikes. Old man's bike. I saw your Norden 901 bid. Biker Buddy. Use the buddy system if you can't see rider behind you. Mark junction. As long as you know who the rider in front of you is, you can't get lost. Yeah, but in this big, just when you do rides like this, Lee, where you've got a lot of like strangers all meeting up, there's a lot of people there, 60 bikes. Not everybody knows each other, so they're just literally following the bike in front. So I think the sticker on the number plate is going to be the best way of doing it. We'll have to get special stickers made up for each clan meet. Pardon me. Motorcycle Mike. Since we got Carol and Andy lined up, and with Chopsy now on here, let's get Chops and Mavis next on Brew Time. That'd be a giggle. How could we do that? Chopsy, would it be feasible to get Mavis on with you as a guest on Brew Time? Because that could be a giggle. Wiltshire Man, just off for 5 minutes to feed the garden fox some scraps. It visits us this time every evening and can be fed by hand. No worries, bud. Paul Sparrow, what's the next big Hunt's trip? Cumberland sausage or haggis? I think this one's down to me, actually, to organise. I'll have a wee chat with Chops. There we go. Speaking of which, Lamb Chops Rides, best American burger on Harleys. Yeah, we did chat about that, didn't we? That's going to hurt, but okay. Well, best American burger on Harleys then, Paul. That's the next one we're doing. Demo Chevo, should I post a number plate? Regs, re-stickers. We don't worry about any of that, mate. If you'd seen the riding last week, nobody worried about what the loss is. JH, I'm coming to ABR on my GSX S1000F. Will I be let in? They've got all sorts there. Absolutely all sorts. Bissenden Flyer, sadly camera issues not fixed yet. Working on it. Blimey. What's going on then, Andy? It just doesn't recognise the camera. Is that what it is? Same issue I'm having basically with the mic on YouTube Livestream. Ventura 2000s bike, GSX 1400. Oh yeah, you've got one, haven't you, Martin? Is that not the one that you're trying to get me to ride? Lamb chop rides, yes, Britain, absolutely incredible. Looks amazing, doesn't it? Just looks amazing. Ben Farmer, bright colour armband for drop-off. Well, everybody wears an armband. That's a lot of armbands. Sticker. I'm going with sticker. Dean Richardson, Ventura, got to pull my finger out and start sorting my GSX. Okay. Oh, hang on. Who's that? Ah, hello, dog. She's here. Who's this? Who's this? You can say hello. Who's that? I can't move the camera. The camera is sort of fixed there. Oh well, that was the dog. That was Pippa. Dean Richardson, though I've got a K5 GSX-R 1000 in the 2000s category. I had a K5 GSX-R 1000. It was a good bike. I don't really understand why everyone holds it in this sort of fabled best bike ever. It was good. It was a good bike, but I think the modern sports bikes kick its arse. Certainly after 2009. I think the main reason was that K5 was the last one before like all the Euro emissions and everything came in, and the next one, the K7, was a bag of poo. It's just really weak. But K9 onwards was nice, really nice. That's my take on it anyway. What else do we have? Motorcycle Mike. Ever hit a bird while riding? Quite a few years back on my Jigsaw, riding a major highway in Canada, a bird flew right into my visor, then my lap. I casually tossed it. Driver beside me was shocked. Yes, I hit 3 or 4 pigeons in France at well over 140 mile an hour on my Jigsaw, and it's on camera. I've got it on film. It's on one of my early Smart Tours vids. Yeah, it hurt. It was like getting hit by a bowling ball on my shoulder. Massive big bruise I had. And a load of pigeon guts. The pigeon didn't survive. Lamb chop rides. Haha, maybe Alaska. Is that Mavis? Yeah, brilliant. Get Mavis on brew time. Debbie Clegg. How's Mrs. Teapot, by the way? She's good, thank you very much. She's got a bit of a headache tonight. Nothing to do with me. But yeah, she's got a bit of a sore head. And she's tired. She was away. She volunteers in a charity shop, so she was doing that yesterday. And then she's a car boot fiend, so she was up at like ungodly o'clock this morning to go and do a couple of car boots all day. But otherwise, she's fine, thank you. Still messy as ever. Missington Flyer, I think you should do the best shish kebab on a pogo stick. Sounds like some kinky fantasy you have, Andy. Johnny Hackinson, if you had to flee the country, where would you go? Oh. If I had to flee the country, where would I go? Spain. Up in the mountains in Spain. Just disappear. Spain for me. I shouldn't have said that because your taxman will come looking for me next year. Paul Sparrow. Pip not trained to bring beers yet? No, mate. She's not trained, full stop, that dog. James Crichton. When are you doing a clan ride in East Anglia, Norfolk especially? Again, that's another option, isn't it? I think we've done the Southwest, we've done the Lakes, we've done North Yorkshire. I think it's about time we maybe did something Wales or Scotland next. But yeah, well, I mean, my aim is to get all around the country, basically, all over the country. Like I said, I'll be posting up soon on Patreon. I'll post up there and we can have a little poll. I'll probably put up England, Scotland, Ireland or Wales. And well, maybe not Ireland yet. England, Scotland or Wales as the first options, and people pick which one, and then we'll narrow it down. Like if it's in England, we'll narrow it down whereabouts in England we're going to go. But I think Scotland's probably going to win the next vote. Although you do decide. Missington Flyer, best chicken chow mein on a space hopper. You're not really getting the motorbike thing, are you, Andy? You're not getting this. Adam Shand, group of middle-aged men meeting up in mass, all wearing armbands, might give the wrong impression. Yes, mate, it might, especially with goose stepping everywhere. Lamb chop rides, K8 all day long. No, mate, no, K8. You've got a wet lettuce. You're gonna have to do a lot of work to bring that K8 up to par with like a K9, L1, LO, anything like that. Sorry, Chopsy. Brian Longimanis. Bruce, you know the helmet covers of Elmo? We could get them made in your image. I'll set fire to each and every one of you if you do. I hate those bloody things. Missenden Flower. I had a bird hit me, but don't tell Carol. Very good. Debbie Clegg. Hood Tonier. Hood. I think the vino is taking its toll, Debbie. I think you mean good to hear. Mrs. Teapot is doing well. Your dog says, "Where's my biscuit?" It looks like she's trying to get involved. She just doesn't like being like left alone. She's very clingy with me at the moment for some reason. It's normally Nikki she's really clingy with, but she's real clingy with me, which is nice. Motorcycle Mike, Big Hunts, pizza on Tuono's in Italy. 100%. That is actually something which we mentioned. The Chopsy and I chatted about. Ultimately, we'd love to take the Big Hunts European, worldwide even, if we got the budget to do it. But pizza in Italy, it was going to be on Ducatis. That's what we spoke about. But that'll happen. It will happen at some point. Johnny Hackinson, what are you really proud of but never had a chance to talk about? My son. Simple. My boy. Yeah. Don't really get to see him very often, but yeah, he's a good lad. Good boy. Best thing I've done. That doesn't sound right. Adam Shand. Got to go. House full of people and I'm not being a good host. Need another whiskey too. Night all and take care. Adam, good man. See you on the next one, pal. Take it easy. Have a good night. Paul Cruzy, North Yorkshire was epic, but bloody hard work on a naked. Yeah, I bet it was. Rebecca Christie, Adam Shand, we were not all middle-aged men on the clan ride out. Oh, he said it, Rebecca. He said it, not just me. If you would like to wear an armband and goose step your way at the next one, feel free. Feel free. James Crichton, bonus points for pronouncing my surname correctly. Well, I went to school with some Crichton twins, actually. No, his first name was Crichton. They were Setchfield. It was Crichton, Setchfield, and oh God, I've forgotten his brother's name now. Was it Alexander? Was it Alexander? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, that's how I know Crichton. Louise Worsfold, Rebecca. Is that about saying that weren't all men? Adam Shand, lastly before I go, what's happening with your custom lid, by the way? Yeah, I've already chatted about it. I don't know. I really don't know, Adam. I'm just leaving it to Phil. I don't know if he's still doing it, but I don't really feel it's my place to hound him about it, considering he's doing a freebie for me out the goodness of his heart. So if he's decided not to, then fair enough. It's the way. Motorcycle Mike, Big Hunts, best burgers on Harleys in the London area. Yeah. The problem with doing anything around London is parking the bikes, because they probably won't be there when you come back. We got away with it with the electric because most of the places we went to, we could leave the bike right outside, believe it or not. Or if we couldn't, one of us stayed with the bike. But I think we've done London. The whole point of the Big Hunts is to sort of a new way of test riding the bikes. So it's not just us sat on a bike talking gibberish. It's us sat on a bike talking gibberish, going to different parts of the country, eating food. So yeah, it won't be in London. But then where do we do the best burgers, the best American burgers? That could end up being all around the country, couldn't it? Is there anywhere in the UK that's particularly well known for its American burgers or its burger vans? Let us know. Ben Farmer, Adam Shand, not up for a bright pink band on your arm. No. Missenden Flyer, gotta go, bud. Carol's getting frisky. Enjoyed the podcast. Catch up on the recorded version. Ta-ra. Bye, Andy. Ta-ra, mate. See you later. Bye, Carol. Johnny Hackinson, if you had the chance to marry a fictional character, who would it be? Sorry about the spelling, I'm Swedish and semi-drunk. No worries, Johnny. A fictional character. Ooh. Daisy Duke from Dukes of Hazzard. Smash. All day long. Yes. Simon Beale. I had a K6 and a K8. In my opinion, once I decatted the K8, an N-can as good as the K6. Okay. So it's the decat then, is it? The decat is restricting it all. Makes sense, doesn't it? Brian Longimandis. I'm off. Mrs. Mac is in need of Brian's time. Take care all. Keep her lit. Cheers, Brian. Ta-ra, pal. Wiltshire man, Bruce, you mentioned about going to Wales. Have you ridden the Gospel Pass and the Devil's Staircase? I'm hoping to ride these roads this week, weather permitting. I've done the Devil's Staircase, and I'll be fairly confident I've done the Gospel Pass, but I have no idea where it is or what it looks like. But I've done a lot of Wales over the years. I've done a lot of Wales, and I tend to have, when people mention roads and then show me them, I tend to have done them. So I probably have, but I couldn't tell you what they look like. Sorry. But Wales is awesome. Wales is awesome. Biker Buddy, Devil's Staircase is amazing. Hartley Rides, Jessica Rabbit. Oh, God, I forgot about Jessica Rabbit. But yes, absolutely. Debbie Clegg, American Burgers, Norfolk, as it has two airbases near each other. See, that's the sort of inside knowledge we need, Debbie. So Norfolk. Okay. Well, that's two. Are there a lot of like burger bars and things in that area? Do you know? I suppose we should research it, really, shouldn't we? But, yeah, okay. Okay. Right. Cool. I think I've caught up. Have I caught up with all the comments in the chat? I think I have. Right. Have people had enough? That's an hour and 25 minutes we've been on here. And all I've really done is answered the comments. Are you okay with that? Dean Richardson, Norfolk is a hub of Harleys in the UK for the same reason, or because of the American influence. Chopsy, looks like we're going to Norfolk then on Harleys. Tony Hannum, sorry Bruce, I'm working at 4:30am tomorrow, so good night to you and all. No worries, Tony, mate. I don't envy you. I used to do that malarkey myself, but cool. Good on you. Thank you very much for joining us for this evening. Folks, is there anything in particular? I mean, rather than me just going through everyone's chat, well, there's more come in now. Johnny Hackinson, what is the one job that exists but shouldn't? The one job that exists but shouldn't. Well, I mean, it would be awesome if we didn't need the old bill and the army, the military. It would be awesome, but we do need them. It's human nature, isn't it? It's human nature to want what we've not got and to want more. So you're always going to need it. Apart from that, well, one job that exists but shouldn't. Traffic wardens. But again, comes down to people being people, doesn't it? If people didn't park without any concern for others, we wouldn't need traffic wardens, would we? Ben Farmer, what are you up to in the coming months? I've got loads going on. Quite a few different bikes for review the first week or two in May. I'm doing a thing. Tuesday, I'm up to Crazy Horse, and I'm taking out the new MV Augusta, and then I'm also taking out an Indian. I can't remember which ones, but I'm taking an MV Augusta out and an Indian. That's my dog again. Hello, Pip. I've got the new BMW electric bike, the CEO4. I've got that on Friday. The following week, Monday, I'm out with Rapid Training, although I've just seen username Kate's done it, so she's put a vid out. I do hate it when companies do that, but I understand why they do it. But they basically get, everybody does the same thing, so the whole YouTube just gets flooded with content all about the same topic, which makes PR sense, doesn't it? But it's a bit annoying when you see other people doing all the same stuff that you're going to be doing. But boo-hoo, so is life. So I'm doing that, Rapid Rider Training. What have I got after that? I think the 23rd or 24th of May, I'm heading to Romania. I'll be doing the ride down to Slovenia, Croatia, Romania, Hungary, and then a very quick road trip back from Hungary to the Netherlands. I've got to be in the Netherlands for the 3rd of June. And then 4th, I'll ride back to the UK, up to Liverpool and across to Isle of Man. I'm in the Isle of Man from the 5th to the 12th. Then after that, I've got the California Superbike School at Cadwell on the 15th and 16th of June, doing levels 3 and 4. And then on the 18th of June, I'm doing a charity 1,000-mile. No, it's not 1,000-mile. I'm doing a charity Land's End to John O'Groats in one day without touching motorways. And I'm doing that with Steve and Brian. We're doing that for cancer research, so I'll be posting up a little GoFundMe page for that if anybody has some spare shekels. And then straight from that, I have more stuff, and I can't remember for the life of me what it is. But the next 2 months are busy, very, very busy. And hopefully at some point I'll have this new MacBook Pro turning up, so I might actually be able to edit on the go as well. So we'll see. Right. Ventura, Harley's everywhere here in East Anglia. Yep. Demo Shavo, Chicken D Beaker. Is that an actual job? Oh, that's horrific. We're horrible, aren't we? Johnny Hackinson, come on, I have half a bottle of rum left. All right, no worries, Johnny, we'll keep going. Dean Richardson, job that shouldn't exist, child protection services. Oh, man, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know, like, doing this kind of thing, and in my previous life, you see the absolute best of people. You know, you see how good we can be to each other, but you also see how just horrific we can be to each other. It's horrible. You know, it's really weird to see the two extremes. We're going to get well deep here, and no, let's not go there. But I totally agree, Dean. Demo Shavo, I had to ask a lad what his job was, and that was his job. What a chicken debeaker. Oh, Jesus. Me again. Another sponsor shout out. We are also sponsored this week by the Influencer Store. The Influencer Store helps you build your brand, big or small, providing you with a solution and apparel. We help you to increase your fan base while supporting you with starting your own influencer clothing line with nothing more than just an idea or design, and there are no hidden costs. For more info, come check us out at theinfluencerstore.co.uk or drop us an email at online@influencerstore.co.uk for more information. Now, the Influencer Store, they handle all my merch over at the TeapotOne.com website, so if you've bought any t-shirts, mugs, anything like that, it's all done by Roger and Charlotte over at the Influencer Store. You'll know the quality of items, that's why I've gone with them. They're a British company, they produce great kit, and that's good enough for me. Speaking of me, back to us. Paul Sparrow, what's your funniest childhood memory? Bloody hell. My funniest childhood memory. Crikey. I can't think of one. That's terrible. God, there must be. There must be. I remember my mates Roy and my mate Crookie. My mate Roy was he was some boy him. We used to go around to his house, and he used to grab. He had a thing about shooting you with an air pistol inside his house, but he used to put cotton buds down the barrel of the air rifle, and he'd like call you, like from one end of his hallway or something. He'd just be like, Bruce, come here. You'd step out of like the living room or the kitchen or his bedroom, wherever it was you were. You step out and he'd just shoot you with a cotton bud. And then what you'd do is he had this sort of plastic mat that used to go across the top of, like a plastic runner that used to go across the top of the carpet. And it had spikes at the bottom of it to grip the carpet, but he would turn that over the other way. So he'd call you out, shoot you, you'd then chase after him and you'd run right across the spikes. Quite a warped individual, actually, Roy. But it was funny. When it happened to other people, it was very funny. I'm sure there was more, but that's the first thing that popped into my head. Motorcycle Mike, in North America, we've got Area 51. Does the UK have anything similar? We haven't got down the rabbit hole of extraterrestrial or conspiracy talk yet. Yes, Mike. I am very open to having somebody on the podcast who either is like an expert in extraterrestrial stuff or like supernatural stuff. I would love to get people on to talk about stuff like that. I love all that. In terms of, does the UK have any sort of extraterrestrial hotspots? I don't know. I don't know of any. Does anyone out there know of any? No, I don't think we have like an equivalent to Area 51. I don't think. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Wiltshire man. Bruce, you once rode a bike through Wiltshire and discovered a stone circle. I wonder if you can remember this. You rode some of my favourite Wiltshire roads. Yeah, that was that when I did the CBR 600 and the FJR reviews? Was it then? That was Wiltshire, wasn't it? Over towards Bristol way. My geography's terrible. I swear I got lost. I didn't mean to do the round the world trip. I just got lost. Rebecca Christie, are you doing any Aprilia rides, the Touareg? I've got no connection with Piaggio, Aprilia at all. I've never, ever been in touch with them. And I don't know any dealerships that do them. I know a Aprilia dealership in Croydon that I bought my Tuono off, but I won't go back to them. The service was terrible, so I won't give them any airtime. So no, I would love to. I would love to take the Aprilias out. So if anyone's got a contact with Aprilia, I would welcome it. But no, I have none lined up at the moment, I'm afraid. Debbie Clegg, Lakenheath and Mildenhall, right next to each other, near Thetford, 10 miles apart, and Crazy Horse at Bury St Edmunds may supply bikes. How about using Harley rivals, Indians? Ah, okay. Is this for the best burger? That could be a shout. That could definitely be a shout. I'm looking forward to trying the Indians, actually, because I had no intention of riding Harleys, but it's just because I sort of knew Mike for a few years and he was always on at me to do it. And I'm really glad I did, because I genuinely do actually like them. That latest one, don't know if you've watched the vid yet, that great big Street Glide ST, it's bloody amazing. Once you get it out on the roads and you open it up, it comes alive then. Below, when you're not under the throttle, it didn't really do anything for me. But once you get under under throttle and you're enjoying yourself, it's an incredible machine. Hartley rides. The government decide all bikes over 600 are banned. What you swap the tractor for? Probably a little CRF 300 or a Husky is it Husky 350, something like that. Probably a little 300 or 350 or 400, something like that. That'll do everything. That's what I'd go for. Little bikes are a win for me, especially like the 125s. Just great fun. A little Honda Cub, never ridden it, but it looked so much fun when I was on the little Sinis behind Dickie and Fish. Just looked great fun. I'd be happy with one of them, and they'll go anywhere. Like the postie bike. Remember the postie bikes that I did with Nathan Millward? Went green laning on them. Jesus, those things go absolutely anywhere. Biker Buddy, what's the one piece of motorcycle kit you don't have but would love to own? Motorcycle kit. I tell you what I really would like is is it Forcefield or Knox that do like the body armour vest type thing? So you could just wear the body armour vest and then chuck any normal jacket or top on over the top. I'd love that, but I'm too much of a fat knacker because I would just spill out of it. Anywhere that I could, I would just be spilling out, and it wouldn't be a good look at the moment. Johnny Hackinson, it is okay, you can stop. I will watch the rest of the podcast with Sean. Just to finish your rum. Well, I've got a few more questions now to get through, Johnny, but we might be calling it quits soon. That's an hour and a half already. Paul Sparrow, Biker Buddy, he needs a sidecar for Pip. I would love to take Pip out on a wee sidecar, but as soon as I start the bike, she's either barking or running away. Demos Chevo, UK Area 51 is the Houses of Parliament. I'm into that. Yeah. No, aliens have more integrity and credibility than the vermin that are in Houses of Parliament. Don't start me on politics. Jason Smiley, got to go, mate. The bag for life is due home. See you later, Jason. Ta-ra, pal. Take it easy. Biker Buddy, my wife is definitely from another planet. I'll tell her that. Fentour, Warminster is a UFO hotspot. Oh, is it? Is it? I'm gonna have to go down the Google wormhole after this. I'll have to look at that. Debbie Clegg, Area 51, Scotland, Nessie. Well, that's a point. But it's not UFO though, is it? What do you think about Nessie? Think it exists or not? I mean, all the logic suggests no, but, still part of you wants to believe it, isn't there? Johnny Hackinson, Hartley rides. That is a good question. What was that? What did Hartley rides say? Let me. Oh yeah, Hartley rides. The government decide all 600s are banned. Yeah, it was a good question, wasn't it? I like that one. Lamb Chop rides. Dinner's ready. Have a good one. Cheers, Lamb Chops. Enjoy your grub, bud. Wiltshire man. Yes, you rode an old FGR 1300. I think the place you rode through was Avebury, an ancient. Is that Avebury? An ancient stone circle. Lots of history and mystery there. Yeah, it looked really amazing, that. I'd love to go back and have a closer look, see what it's all about. Dean Richardson, Colchester Kawasaki do Aprilia. Might be worth a shout. Dom Herbertson might be able to get you in there. Oh, good call. Good call. Good call. I'll give Dom a shout. Rebecca Christie, the stone circle in Wiltshire is probably Avebury. Yes. Is it Avebury? Is that how you pronounce it? Avebury? Avebury? I think it's Avebury. Dean Richardson, is there one experience you haven't had on a bike yet that you'd love to have? Elbow down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, elbow down on the racetrack. Being able to wheelie properly, totally under control all the time. And I don't mean like power wheelie in it. I mean, when you see people who are just trundling along and they just go pop it up on the back wheel and just balance it and just keep going along. I'd love to have the control to be able to do that. That would be mega. Paul Sparrow, Knox Urban Pro jacket is the one bit of kit I would love also. Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah. Chopsy, please have a word with Knox. I need your king blagging skills. Chopsy, if you're not aware, folks, Chopsy is the number one blagger in the world. In the world. Amazing. Chopsy, could you try and blag me an extra large, what's it called, Paul Sparrow? Knox Urban Pro jacket, please. That'd be awesome. I'll buy you a burger when we do the next big hunt. Paul Sparrow, if only we knew someone who's sponsored by Knox. That's right, Chopsy. Johnny Hackinson, what's the most annoying food in your opinion? What's the most annoying food? Is foie gras, whatever it's called? Is that the one where they force feed like baby cows? Is that foie gras? They force feed them till like the liver bursts or something. Is that it? Because there is a food which is considered a delicacy, and that is how they do it. And I just think that's just outrageous. Just why? And things like monkey brains and stuff. Just I don't get it. I'm not a veggie by any stretch of the imagination, but do we have to hurt them to eat them? Can we not just like kill them and eat them, not put them through pain like that? Anyway. Ideal world, I suppose. Where are we? Hartley rides. You've done elbow down, followed by the rest of it. Yeah, a couple of times. Debbie Clegg. I believe Nessie is really a newt, but someone used powerful binoculars. Brew dogs are taking effect. Yeah, definitely. They say all sorts, don't they? They say that it could be a sturgeon, but then when they've done like ultrasound scans up and down Loch Ness, but there's just not the food source. There's just not enough food there to feed anything big. That's the one thing that sort of you can't get by, really, because they always say there's so many parts in underwater caves and stuff which could potentially hide some sort of animal, which these sonars and everything will never ever be able to reach unless it's out swimming in open water at that time. But ultimately, if there's not enough food to feed a big beastie in the loch, then, well, it can't exist, can it? It just can't exist, which is a bit of a shame. But you've got to keep the myth going, haven't you? Tourism and all that. Lastly, folks, it's not a sponsor as such, but I just want to give a huge shout out to each and every one of you over in the clan on Patreon, patreon.com/TeapotOne. I keep telling you this, but I generally could not do this full time without your support. over there, and I am incredibly grateful to each and every one of you for all the kindness and support, generosity you continue to show me. A huge thanks from me and everybody out there who listens to the podcast, who's left a rating or a review. You can do that now on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you wouldn't mind leaving a review or a rating, that would be hugely helpful to boost this up through the charts. The podcast is continually up there in the top 10% globally, folks, and there's only one way we can go from here. Let's keep going up. And to all of you who watch the podcast vids over on the Brewtime YouTube channel and even the TeapotOne channel, thank you very much for all your support. I really do appreciate it. Okay, back to us again. Ben Farmer, elbow, I would say not on a GS, but 51 degree 2 up last weekend says otherwise. Exactly, yeah, Steve Fletcher and his missus. God, Julie, yeah. He had on his sat-nav, he was getting 51 degree lean angle. He was scraping his panniers, and his missus, Julie, was just sat on the back. Like that. No problems at all. You could get your elbow down on GS. Absolutely. If you've got the flexibility and the skill to do it, you could do it on a GS. Demo Chevo, force feed geese, not cows. Oh, is that fagua, whatever it's called? Yeah, it's horrible, that, isn't it? Johnny Hackinson, yes, foie gras is when they force feed animals. Oof, it's horrible. Rebecca Christie, foie gras is duck liver pate that they are force fed in order to make their livers fatty. Oh, it's horrible. Actually, goose, not duck. We're getting there, but you get the idea, folks. It's horrible. Hartley Rides, could be a sturgeon. Nicola is definitely a monster. Oh, mate, don't get me started on politics, but I totally agree. Just a total numpty, that woman. Anyway, Zippy79, I look like I've been force-fed. You and me both. Venture, time to head off here, Bruce. Thanks for the fun live stream. Looking forward to your podcast with Wiltshire Man. Oh, and thanks again for the joint vid last month. Cheers. See you later, Martin. Take it easy, pal. Johnny Hackinson, what's the worst buy you've ever made? Ooh. Worst buy. Blimey. These make you think, don't they? I can't think of one, Johnny. I'm going to have a wee think about that and come back to you. Paul Creasy, have a good bank holiday all. Stay safe if you're out tomorrow. Cheers, Paul. Ta-ra, pal. See you later. Johnny, I'm going to have a real think. I'll answer that on another one then. Oh, there's been a whole load more questions. Oh no, it's just people saying goodbye. Rebecca Christie, Al and I are off. Thanks for an entertaining evening. See you later, guys. Rebecca, Alistair, see you all later. Take it easy. Hartley Rides, following from Johnny, best money ever spent. Hartley Rides, what do you mean by that, man? I don't understand that. Following from Johnny, best money ever spent. Oh, is that another question? Oh, okay. So, worst thing I've ever bought and the best thing I've ever bought. Blimey. I'm not going to get away with this, am I? Worst. Okay, what's the worst thing I've wasted my money on? Well, some would say woman and beer, but, that's never wasted, is it? I'm trying to look around for some inspiration. But I tend not to, if something's guff, I just bin it. I tend not to keep hold of stuff, so I just thought, this is crap, junk, bin. Nothing's jumping out at me here. Best thing I've ever spent. I've ever bought. Probably, and I'm not sponsored, but the Krieger rucksack. They're just great. They just do everything. I've crashed in them umpteen times. They've been down the road loads of times. They've been down like muddy, rocky tracks. They've been in every type of weather you can think of. In fact, the one I took on the trip, the only reason I don't still own that is because it got cut off me when I got smacked off my bike one time. And I went out and got another one. So, yeah, I think that's probably the best bit of kit I've bought, I think. I use it all the time. Like, every day I'm on the bike, I'm wearing a rucksack almost. Yeah, that. Boring, isn't it? I'll probably think of something else after this. Best thing, Mark from Leeds, best thing I ever bought is my GSA. Well, yeah, actually, just a bike. Best thing, actually, there you go. Best thing I ever bought was my direct access, Bosch, because it's led me to here and everything that I've done in between. So there you go. Passing me bike test. Nice one. Cheers for that, Mark from Leeds. Gave me a bit of inspiration. Bloody rucksack. God, how boring am I? Ben Farmer, the old Mac. What, best thing or the worst thing? It's good. This Mac was brilliant. It's just technology's moved on in 7 years. Johnny Hackinson, wedding ring. Oh, yeah, it is, yeah, absolutely. Ben Farmer, you couldn't ask Chops that question. I know, yeah, he just blags everything. Never bought anything, that man. Doesn't even buy a round. Zippy79, worst thing I ever bought was an engagement ring for the wife. Dean Richardson, Patreon membership. Free advertising, you're welcome. Is that the worst thing you've ever bought? Cheers, Dean. Damo Shavo, why does your bike gear shrink when you've been on holiday? I know, it's something to do with humidity, I think. That's what it is. Must be. Wiltshire man, the best thing I ever bought is the next thing I buy. Man after my own heart. Good lad. Right, folks, that's an hour and 45 minutes we've been on here, and I don't feel like I've actually said anything. I've just been answering questions. Are you all right with that? Just me reading through your comments and answering them. I kind of feel like I've shortchanged you, but, if you're happy, you're happy. What do people want to do? Do you want to call it quits now? See it to 2 hours? What do you want to do? Somebody let me know in the comments if there's anyone left. Oh, Stitch, just a nice time to hang out with the clan. Zippy79, sorry I couldn't get here earlier, just got back from work. No worries at all, man. Thanks very much for coming along. Ben Farmer, tell us something we don't know. Did I tell you I've been around the world? Dean Richardson, open the floor up to Bruce. What do you want to say? Is that what do I want to say? Or what does anybody that's watching want to say? JH, what happened to your Mac in the end? Do you have to replace it? I still got it at the moment, but it's just really slow. It just takes forever to edit anything. I have ordered another one. I've got a new MacBook Pro coming. Mrs. Teapot kindly sort of lent me some money, so I'm going to be indebted to her for a long time now. But yeah, I've got a new one coming, but it won't be here till sort of early to mid-June, I think, at this rate. But yeah, it is coming. Can't wait. Give you some idea. What is currently taking me, well, at one stage, just over 5 days to render a 360 video. This new MacBook Pro can do it in like 8 to 12 minutes. So there's a massive, massive jump in processing power and technology. Damo Shavo, when does more info get sent out re the July Wales trip, mate? Do you know? That'll be down to Graham. Graham Hoskins is organising all that. I will drop him a line after this actually, and just see where we are with sales and if I need to push it a little bit more. And I'll find out what the next stage is. Normally what happens about a month before, he sends out an email with the route, the GPX file with the route and everything is in there, and a whole plan, what each day is going to consist of, meetup points, all that sort of stuff. And then he will make a WhatsApp group for the trip so everyone can get to know each other. It descended very quickly. The last trip we did, the WhatsApp group descended very quickly, basically into a boys club. Sadly, there was a lassie who was booked to come and she just didn't feel comfortable. So please, if you're going to be coming away with us, take it easy on the WhatsApp, at least initially, till we all get to know each other and see what level we're at. If everyone's up for it, if everyone's comfortable, then by all means, we can have some fun. But we need to know our audience, because it's not on people not feeling very comfortable, in a group and stuff. So we just need to find our feet a little bit with the next one. Having said that, it was me that started the whole thing on the last one, so I'll put my hand up to that and say sorry. Anyway, where are we? Zippy79, when you become rich and famous and get invited on to Strictly Come Dancing, what song and dance would you do? Oh yeah. I'm still waiting for all that. I'm still waiting for the rich part and the famous part. Mind you, I do get a lot of people coming up, which is lovely, but the rich ain't happening anytime soon. Song would you dance to? Probably have to be the Birdie song, wouldn't it? Paul Sparrow, can you explain more about the dodgy moment you were taking on your trip? No worries if it opens bad memories. Oh, when I got taken, it was in Mauritania. It doesn't sound anything really now, but I think at the time it was just a culmination of a whole load of things. The second I got to Mauritania at the border crossing, I ended up in a minefield. I got lost in a minefield, basically because I wouldn't pay a fixer money to guide me to the next point. Just being stubborn, really. There was just a track. There was a sand track disappearing into the desert, and I was like, well, how hard can it be? I'll just follow that track. So I told the guy, no, I'm not interested, thanks. Followed that track, and over the hill it split into two. So I followed one, and the next thing I know, I had a whole load of locals screaming at me, going, no, it's mine, Minez. So there was that. Then got through that and got into Mauritania properly. Then we nearly got sort of taken by a couple of jeep loads of gun wielding locals. We outran them, and then it was sort of 5 or 6 days of just getting robbed every day by the police, multiple times every day. And then we got stitched up by the police at the last point before we got to the Rosso border. When we got to Rosso border, the police were working with a local gang, and they took me and this other chap that I was travelling with, this old boy called Robert. We got taken into the town and like held in a concrete room for a few hours, and they tried all sorts. They did the good cop, bad cop thing, like Russian roulette, all sorts of stuff. And it was just to try and get money out of us, basically. And once they were happy that they thought they got all our money, then they took us back to the border, processed us, put us on a ferry, and when we got to the other end, threw passports at us, and that was it. It doesn't sound like anything now, but at the time it was the straw that broke the camel's back, to be perfectly honest. I was fried. I was fried by that point. If I was to go again, well, I will go again. I'll do Africa. I will go back and finish Africa. And the mentality I had after that, when I got the option to go again, there was just a change in my mentality of just don't give up. And I've still got that mentality to this day. Just keep going. Just do whatever you have to do. Just keep going. Never give up. Because when you give up, it is over. Ultimately, it's over. So that's my philosophy now, is just never give up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Even if you just have to like tread water for a while, just keep in your head, I'm going to focus. I've got to do this. And just do whatever you have. Just do whatever you can, whatever you have to, in order to make things happen. And they will. Things have a habit of just working out. That was it. Ask me over a beer. Paul, ask me over a beer, mate, and I'll tell you the full story. Johnny Hackinson, thank you for tonight. This has made the stay in the hotel easier. Nice one, Johnny. I hope you finished all your rum. Louise Worsfold, if you went on Britain's Got Talent, what would you do? I can actually burp. I can burp any song you like. You might notice I've got a lot of wind. I am full of hot air. And I can burp any song you like, as long as I know the song. I'm not doing it on this because it's revolting. But again, after a few beers, I probably will, no problem. With regard to WhatsApp, the best friends are those who can't be offended. That is true. But when we do these tours, a lot of people don't know each other at all. So, once you've met or once you've been on a WhatsApp for a while, and you just have to find your feet, don't you? You have to find your feet. You don't just jump in with both feet straight away and have a look at that. You have to know your audience, get to know your audience, and just see where you lie. Debbie Clegg, just a quickie before we are off. Are you doing the bike safe video, or is that for Chopsy to edit? No, I'm doing it. I'm editing it as just now. Actually, it's on my software. I will be editing it. I'm doing it slightly differently on mine, because obviously I'm in a fairly unique position in that I should already be at that standard, going from the training that I've had in the old Bill. So what I did is I sort of gave a bit of commentary to try and explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, and like why I'm in a certain position in the road and what I'm looking at and my thought process throughout the whole thing. So it's basically going to be commentary for like a half-hour vid of me just giving commentary through the town and out into the open road. Chopsy, I don't know what Chopsy's going to do on his, but yeah, that'll be mine. It was good. I really enjoyed it, actually. It was nice to have a little bit of a refresher and be back amongst the uniform again. Zippy79, if you could only choose one to have in your life, which would... One what? Oh, okay, sorry. If you can only choose one to have in your life, which would it be? Ladies, booze, or bikes? Bikes, 100%. Just bikes. Perfectly happy. Hartley rides. Wanted to say, last weekend as I was leaving, old boy said to me, wife and I were worried when we arrived, spoke to a few of your mates last night, and what a great bunch they are. Good work all. Oh, that's awesome. That's brilliant. It must have been quite intimidating, for people turning up at that pub or the hotel, and there's 60-odd bikes there and bikers there, all having a good laugh and a good beer. We weren't exactly quiet either, were we? So, no, that's nice to know that people enjoyed themselves outside of our circle. Awesome. Debbie Clegg, oops, edit out. I missed you at the services where Chopsy was in a bridge, Essex, that day by about 30 minutes, I think. The police bikes were still there. Oh, right, was that on the bike safe? Gotcha. Yeah. Demo Chevo, time to take the dog out for his walk. Take care all. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend. Cheers, Demo. Take it easy, pal. Paul Sparrow, I'll bring the single malt for that discussion, my friend. Nice one. God, you get me on whiskey, I'll probably start crying. Dean Richardson, do you have an ETA on the clan ride vid? Got to show some non-patron mates what they're missing. I'll get it done as soon as I can. I'm behind with quite a few vids at the moment. I have to do a vid for Kalimoto, who are a sponsor, and I have to do some vids on these cameras. I've got to do some review vids on the Techologic ones, the DC1 and the XV1, because they're Techologic and Innov, they're one and the same, really. So I'll have to do those vids. I'm going to do the Bike Safe one, then I'll probably get those. In fact, no, I'll probably do Kalimoto, because that should be quite a quick vid, and then I'll have to get those camera vids done. So there's probably, I would imagine, 6 to 8 weeks before I get the clan ride done, I think. Plus, it's just so processor intensive that with this computer it just takes forever. You know, you're talking 5 to 7 days to do one of these sort of trip event type vids. It just takes forever. So hopefully once I get the new computer, we can speed things up a bit. Right, Johnny Hackinson, sleep well and we meet someday. Absolutely, Johnny, we will meet for sure. Right, folks. JH, it's been fun. Thanks, Bruce. It's Joe Hicks, by the way. Oh, how you doing? Sorry, Joe. Hope to come along to the next clan ride out. Great stuff. You're more than welcome. Right, folks, we're just coming up for 2 hours. I think that'll do, I say. Thank you very much for joining me for the evening. Hope you've enjoyed it. I keep saying this, we should do more of these, but time marches on, doesn't it? If you've got some recommendations for guests, just DM me. Let me know. Send me a message, either on Patreon or on YouTube or email or through social media. Just contact me and leave me some recommendations for guests. Or if you want, post it on your own socials and tag those people in, because that does help. Massively helps. A lot of the time when I message people, it'll just go into their junk. So a lot of the time they don't even know I've tried to contact them. But if you tag them, it should sort of get their attention. Right, folks, thank you very much for your company this evening. Thank you very much for all your support there on Patreon. As I keep telling you, I really do appreciate it. And I couldn't do this without your support there, so thank you so much. Folks, if you're watching this on YouTube at a later event and you're not a clan member, if you want to find out more about it, patreon.com/TeapotOne. You're more than welcome, but you don't need to if you don't want to. The content will always be there. You just get it a little bit earlier on Patreon, and we do the sort of one-on-one meetups and things like that. Right, folks, keep doing your thing. Get on out there whenever you can. Look after those that you love, but most importantly, live your life. Woosa! Right, folks, see you all later.